El objetivo de este canal es traerte la mejor información de Arsenal en tu idioma y el día de hoy seguimos cumpliendo con esa promesa de acercarte cada vez más a Londres. Hoy nos visita Chris Wheatley, él es jefe de redacción en Fútbol London, especializado en temas de Arsenal y por supuesto también es un gunner más como nosotros. Tenemos preguntas relacionadas a su carrera, ese mercado de fichajes, qué jugadores llegarán, qué jugadores se van de todas maneras y por supuesto todas las preguntas también que nos han hecho se las hemos extendido a él. Así que anda dejando tu me gusta y suscríbete a este canal que no para de traerte sorpresas. ¡Empezamos! Hi friends, we are here with Chris Wheatley. As I told you, we are looking for person from UK, and he's here with us. Welcome to Arsenal Interactivo, Chris. We are people who speak Spanish, but I know they will understand to you.
Hi, Gianfranco. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Unfortunately, I don't speak any Spanish. I need to learn. But thank you for speaking in English with me today.
Thank you to you for all your work. As you know, he's chief journalist in Football London, a page that is increasing a lot of the viewers. Right, Chris? You are competing with the Athletic, with Goal. You are making a very good work.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's a very difficult industry, journalism, and we're all trying to do our best work. And yeah, it's very exciting to be covering Arsenal and writing about the club that I've supported from a young age. So yeah, thank you for that. It's very kind of you.
I also want to say hello to Juan Pablo. He's waking up very early today. He's at 6 a.m. Awake. Desde temprano estás despierto, ¿verdad, Juan Pablo?
Sí, muy AM, como decimos acá en Sudamérica. Es un gusto estar acá con Chris, hablar un poco de temas de actualidad de Arsenal, que es lo que nos compete, lo que nos interesa, y sobre todo al parecer en este mercado de fichajes que pinta bastante interesante. Entonces es un honor estar con Chris desde Arsenal Fan Latinoamérica y desde Arsenal Interactivo. De verdad es un placer.
He says it's a pleasure to be here with us in this moment that is a very, very exciting moment for Arsenal in transfer market. We can start right there. I'm fan as you since 20 years maybe or more from Arsenal, and every year in these moments we are so excited, but the last year was very awful. But this year I feel very different. Not because Josh Kroenke said be excited, but I'm excited. I don't know. I am right being excited, Chris?
I think as a football fan, you should always be excited because it's such an amazing sport. And being an Arsenal fan, I think we've had lots of ups and downs over the past few years. It's been a few years of transition, especially with Arsene Wenger leaving, then Unai Emery coming in, Freddie Ljungberg as caretaker manager, and now Arsenal have Mikel Arteta, who has his plan and has his way of working, and it's taken some time to get to the level where Arsenal need to be, and they're still not there yet, but I think they're a work in progress, and we're going to see a lot of business done this summer, not just players coming in, but players going out. And I think that's really important for the future of the club, for the morale of the team, and to get the players that Mikel Arteta wants. So, yeah, Josh Kroenke says be excited. I'm sure they're not just words. I'm sure he means it. And I think we should be excited for this summer because there's a lot of stuff that needs to be done.
Thank you for your word. Thank you for telling me that. And of course, there is a lot of this deluded people in all the whole world. Did you imagine there is a big fan base in Latin America or Spanish countries? Did you know something about, Chris?
I mean, in terms of Arsenal, I know they have a global fan base, and I've seen obviously on social media with Arsenal Brazil, and all of these South American fan clubs are huge because they have big social media accounts, and it's amazing to see the power of Arsenal, and that's clearly a global thing for the club, and that's why they're so well supported. And it's one of the reasons why Arsenal are an attractive club for players to join, because everyone knows Arsenal around the world. You go to a small village in Africa,
Yes.
and people know who Arsenal are. They remember the days of Thierry Henry and Patrick Vieira. So it's amazing, yeah. And I know the South American Gooners are some of the most passionate in the world. And like I say, it's a pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you. You told something very, very right. We are very passionate. Sometimes people in this part of the world said fans in UK are very quietly. Do you think you are quietly in comparing with Latin America, of course? In making protests, for example.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a difficult question to answer. I think every country has its own culture and way of dealing with things, and supporters are different in every country. For example, I'm half Greek, and the fans in Greece and also Turkey and Mediterranean countries are very different to fans in the Premier League, for example. You can say the same for fans in Germany. You look at Schalke, where Shkodra Mustafi and Kolasinac were last season, and the fans went to the training ground. They were chasing the players and all sorts of stuff like that. This doesn't usually happen in England, and it's difficult to explain why. Yes. It's just not part of the way the fans are usually. But we did used to have a problem in the 80s and the 70s with hooligans. Yes, if you've seen the movie
right?
Green Street, yeah, there was a problem with hooliganism back in the day, but it's not so much a thing anymore. But yeah, like it's difficult to really explain why it's like that. But I still feel like English fans are very passionate. You look at the stadiums every week, and they're full. The fans are cheering and singing for 90 minutes, and I think that's a sign that they're very passionate.
And how important is to having a Spaniard manager as Mikel Arteta? He's very emotional, as we can see in the ground. How important is having him in this process, in this part of the process, in this time actually that is leaving Arsenal right now?
I think it's helpful that Mikel is a former Arsenal player, so he knows the club inside out. I think it helps as well that he can speak multiple languages, French, Spanish, Italian, and others. And I think that's very helpful as well from a managerial perspective. And I think, yeah, it's great to see him as Arsenal manager, because clearly he cares about the club. He wants to do well. And I think obviously for you guys, it's great to have a Spanish-speaking manager, and I'm sure you're very proud to see someone like Arteta as manager. But to be honest, I don't think it matters where he's from. You know, as long as he's good enough for the job, that's the main thing. And I think Mikel Arteta so far has done a good job, but there's certainly more to come from him.
Do you think the table is backing him? And and the table is going to back him as he really needs in this transfer market? We just have some smoke about 250 millions of investment. I'm not pretty sure about it, but how much can you think Kroenke's family will give, or maybe as you report, maybe banks. Credits, how much do you think, or do you expect for changing these situations is what we need?
In terms of the 250 million, I haven't heard of that. I don't know if that's true. I'd be surprised if that is true. It doesn't sound accurate to me.
I'm not pretty sure.
I think I think Arsenal definitely have money to spend this summer. From what I understand, they are looking to buy a centre-back and a central midfielder first, which is looking like Ben White.
And they're given 20 million pounds, and with Sambi Lokonga, 15 million pounds. We can say at least 50 million pounds Arsenal has right now.
I think they have more than that, to be honest. But at the moment, we don't know the exact figures. But from what I understand, they have money to spend this summer. And I think Arsenal are backing Mikel Arteta. Whether that money comes from the Cronkies, we don't know. And you mentioned the loan. As far as I know, that loan was to pay back another loan that Arsenal took out. That has been paid back. I think there's some money left over. And they're also going to make money from player sales as well. So lots of players are going to be leaving the club this summer. And that will help Arsenal sign new players in the transfer window.
For sure. Well, we are talking about transfer market, and Juan Pablo has some question about it. Juan Pablo, ¿qué preguntas tenías respecto al mercado en este momento?
Bueno, algunas preguntas. Básicamente, caso Ben White. Si Ben White pasaría a convertirse en una solución también para el costado derecho, sobre todo el lateral, entendiendo también la gran inversión que es posible que pueda suceder con el fichaje del defensa del Brighton.
Okay, Chris. Juan Pablo says Ben White is a very huge investment if we get it. Is he thinking only as a center back or also as a right back? And if that investment is good for Arsenal?
Yeah, I think it would be a good investment for Arsenal. He's obviously a very expensive player for a few reasons. He's English, and usually English players who are playing in the Premier League cost more money. But I think Mikel Arteta sees him as someone who could be worth a lot more money in the next few years. So they pay £45 million for him now. He could be worth 70, 80 in 2 or 3 years' time. I think you look at someone like John Stones at Manchester City, who Mikel Arteta worked with. I think maybe he sees Ben White as a player who could be Arsenal's John Stones. In terms of what he offers, like you say, he can play at right back, defensive midfield, and centre back. So he's versatile, and he adds a different option to Arsenal. So I think that's the reason why they value him at that price. And I think he is worth the money because he's a very consistent, good young player.
It's a very good investment, as I think. But fans are thinking, of course, maybe there's not much money. Why we are spending too much in this center back, and we can use it for I don't know, the replacement of Lacazette or Odegaard. What do you think about it? Is that we have money for some areas or just for 1 or 2 areas?
From what my opinion is that I think Arsenal will buy a couple of players at centre-back and midfield. I think then they will sell players, and then they will look to buy the number 10 and the right-back if Hector Bellerin leaves. I think that is what the plan is looking like at the moment from a couple of people I've spoken to. But we'll have to see. It does look like Lokonga and White are going to be the first signings. But like I say, it is an exciting summer ahead, and I think Arsenal
I feel it. I feel it also, Chris. Juan Pablo, otra pregunta, por favor.
Tema de Willian Saliba. Si realmente Mikel Arteta desea contar con el jugador o rumores han salido que está en venta.
About Willian Saliba, how is a problem the contract of Ben White if it realized? Arteta comes with Saliba for the next seasons?
William Saliba's situation is a complicated one because we don't know exactly what is going to happen with him. From what I've been told, he will come back for pre-season with Arsenal and he'll be assessed by the coaching staff and Mikel Arteta. And after that, we don't know. I've been told that he won't be sold, but there's been a lot of reports in the media over the past few weeks that Arsenal are looking at centre-backs, and now they're signing Ben White, of course. So, like you say, it's a confusing situation.
Yes,
but
yes.
I'd like to think that Mikel Arteta will give Saliba his chance, especially after he's had such a good season in France.
There is a question in the groups or the forums in Arsenal fan base of Latin America. Is Saliba, or better, is Holding better than Saliba for you, Chris?
Is Holding better than Saliba?
Rob Holding, yes. Is Rob Holding better to William Saliba? Do you choose Holding rather than Saliba?
I think technically Saliba is probably a better player. I think Saliba used to play as an attacking midfielder, so he's very skillful on the ball. He can take on players as well, and his passing is very good. But I think Rob Holding gets a lot of criticism,
yes,
and I don't think he deserves it. And he is a good defender. And what I would say about Holding is that Mikel Arteta really likes him. He's just signed a new contract. He's a leader in the team, and he's much more experienced than William Saliba. So I don't see Rob Holding leaving. That's my personal view. And I think Saliba as well, we need to remember, he's 19 years old. And the French league is completely different to
that's what I told.
The Premier League.
People think Saliba will follow Fofana. He has to be like Wesley Fofana. And it's not a rule, right?
Again, I think they're two different players. I think people are saying about Fofana, I think they're different players. I know the similar age and, same profile. But for me, Saliba has had a lot of issues and personal problems the past year. He's had a good loan spell. But like I say, the quality of the French league is completely different to the Premier League. And like I say, I hope he gets his chance.
Ok. Una última tenía Juanpa.
Sí, realmente dos corticas. Principal fichaje del verano donde más se gastarán los recursos de Arsenal puede ser un volante mixto o definitivamente será un número 10. Y la segunda, Lacazette, todavía es posibilidad que salga o alguno de los delanteros, sea Aubameyang o Lacazette.
Two short questions. What is the position Arsenal is trying to make the most expensive investment? A creative player or a box-to-box player?
I think a creative player is clearly the priority for this summer. I mean, Emile Smith-Rowe is obviously Arsenal's main creative outlet, but it doesn't look like Martin Odegaard is going to be happening. So I think they're going to be investing heavily in that area. But like I say, I think it's going to be the centre-back and the centre midfielder who come in first.
And the second one of Juan Pablo, the last one also, what is the future of Alex Lacazette?
Lacazette, we don't know what's happening with him at the moment. I think he's going to be staying until the end of his contract. I don't think he will sign a new contract, but I think the best option for him is to stay until next summer because he's on a big salary. I don't think teams in Italy or France are going to pay his salary. So I think it looks like he will stay, but it could change because the transfer window is crazy, as we know, and it could change before then.
I will extend to you a question, a frequent question I can resolve. What is going to happen with Willian Borges? Do you have some notice?
Willian is someone who Arsenal are happy to let go this summer. I think Willian as well is keen on leaving, but at the moment they're trying to find a team for him. So I think once they find a team who can pay the salary, Arsenal will let him go because it's been a difficult season for him at Arsenal. And I think his time at the club has probably come to an end. But at the moment, there's been no real links, only in the MLS with Inter Miami.
Oh, thank you. I want to make some question related about your work as journalist, and this time you are like a rock star in the journalism in sports areas. And right now, how is the work to research the info about transfers? How do you do? Don't tell me where who names. Don't tell me names. Just how is this process of work?
I mean, I've been a
Agents.
journalist for I don't know how many years now, but yeah, it's difficult because there's so many different ways of getting information. The clubs, they don't usually want to give you information, so you have to get it from other places.
Okay.
So it can be anywhere from, like you say, from agents to family members of players, to people inside the clubs, to people who know someone who knows someone. It's many different sources and ways of getting information. But you always have to check and make sure that that information is right. And you have to trust your sources as well. So it's a challenging job, but like I say, it's a privilege to do.
For example, how did you do with Kieran Tierney's confirmation in the renewals contract?
Well, I mean, I can't reveal my source for the information, but obviously it's someone who I trust, and I was given that information.
It's all about trust, you know. It's all about it's all about trust.
Exactly. Yeah.
Very, very exciting. And how do you feel now? People is going back to the stadiums. How important is going to be for Mikel Arteta and their child?
It's huge. It's huge for the fans and the team as well, because Arsenal played in an empty stadium last season, and you could tell it affected the players, not just Arsenal, all the teams. The fans are the most important part of football and the clubs, and if there's no fans, there's no excitement, there's no entertainment.
There's nothing. Of course. Some final questions. What do you think about Gary Southgate and what he's making with our Bukayo Saka?
I like Southgate as a manager. He's got a lot of humility. He's someone who has got a lot of experience in coaching young players, and I think with Bukayo, Bukayo is a player who has made an amazing rise over the past few years, and I think just going to the Euros is an amazing experience for him. I don't think he's going to play much because England have so many attacking players.
That's the problem.
But it's still an amazing experience for him, and I think Southgate is a good coach. He knows what he's doing, and I hope Saka does play.
¿Tienes alguna pregunta más, Juan Pablo?
No, básicamente saludarlo, recordarle la admiración y sobre todo que en este lado del continente, cuando se arroba a Chris Wheatley, creo que hay mucha credibilidad de parte de todos los seguidores. Entonces muchos esperan la noticia de Chris para estar más tranquilos o enterados de las noticias de Arsenal.
He has to tell you that he's very grateful. You are making a very good work, and when we used to make the arroba Chris Wheatley, it's a guarantee, like a guarantee badge. No, it's like something like, and we have to say thank you to you, to all the guys who give us information for make our work in this part of the world. Very, very thank you. You told me something before. You used to work with Mesut Özil, so you know very well about Mesut Özil. How was that process in this last months we have with the departure of Mesut Özil? First, how was your work?
Yeah, no, I mean, I started a company with Mesut and his agent a couple of years ago, a social media and marketing agency. But yeah, in terms of Mesut, I think it was very difficult for him, and very difficult not just for Mesut but also for Socrates. We forget about him. He was left out of the squad.
We don't forget Socrates.
And I think obviously Mesut is the star name, and everyone wants him to play.
Very huge.
It was difficult to leave him out of the team and not play him. I think it's very hurtful, but look, I think this chapter is over now for him, and he's in Turkey now. I'm sure he's enjoying himself, and I think now it's up to Arsenal to move forward, and I think Mikel Arteta is happy now that he's getting the players that he wants in the team. So I think we're going to see some big changes this summer, and hopefully Arsenal can win a trophy maybe next season and finish in the top 4.
We are waiting for that. We are waiting for that. Well, Chris, it was a very pleasure. You know, we know you have a lot of work, and we are very, very thank you. You give us just this little time. This is big, very big for us, and we are still in contact. We hope you pass a very good time here, and I don't know, what do you expect, you of Arsenal, you as a fan?
As a fan, I think, like fan, I say, if Arsenal,
your notes.
if Arsenal get the players they want this summer, I think they can challenge for the top 4. But it depends on the signings they make. If they buy the centre back, the right back, the left back, and the number 10, they can get top 4. But it depends on the business they do. And that's the biggest question. If they don't get the players they want, I think they're going to struggle next season. And hello to Gunnosaurus.
Yes, actually, Franklin Santos want to be in the in the record. Yes, that's our welcome to new members. Well, Chris, really thank you. I know you have a lot of work. Please make us very happy every day as you are doing, not only with good news as Kieran Tierney renewals, also with news like Emiliano Buendia is making to not happy, but at least we know what working is doing right there in London. It's very good to know, and you are making a very good work. Thank you, Chris, for being in Arsenal Interactivo today. We hope to have you another time.
Thank you very much, Gianfranco and Juan, and it's a pleasure again. Thank you for having me. Keep up the good work, and I'll try and learn some Spanish for next time.
You can say right now, hasta la próxima. See you later.
Hasta la próxima.
See you later. It was Chris Wheatley. Estuvo conmigo Juan Pablo Alzate. Esto es Arsenal Interactivo. Muchas gracias por acompañarnos en esta entrevista. La verdad que estamos muy emocionados por tener un contacto inglés. You are our English contact right now, Chris, eh?
Yeah, anytime.
Thank you. See ya. Come on, you Gunner.
Thank you. Bye.